Welcome back to the beautiful little Rissington circuit. It's TKM Extreme next with Matthew Allnut and the O-Plate James Ogden on the front row of the grid. Tom Owen and Joe Forsdyke on row 2 from Scott Jeffson, Paul Monks, with Kyle Sproat, Matt England, Simon Verco in 9th position on the grid, with John Hogan, Alex Patterson, and the rest of the field rounding out the grid. Away we go, and already James Ogden has dropped back into what looks like 3rd position through the first couple of corners. The O-Plate getting the worst end of the deal. 4th place now, in fact. That is a poor start, but he's getting back on with it. Straight up into 3rd position for Ogden. Very nicely done as we go to the helicam.
And in the red suit is Matthew Allnut. His best results so far on pole for this one and leading the race. This is, well, he's going to be getting a nosebleed, is Matthew, in this one. Got great shots from the helicams. They follow them down to the bottom of the circuit.
And now out in 2nd position, this is the 39, Tom Owen, just about hanging on to things from Ogden, who is one of the stars of the field. That is Forsdyke going wide at the elbow.
Yeah, Simon Verco gave him a little bit of nudge there. If that's been seen, he'll be getting a warning flag minimum. Brendan Spate, that is, on the 99. We saw him second to Joe Forsdyke, the TKM Festival Cup. Yeah, he's just got Jeffs on the 19.
Battling away there with Michael Eastwell in the 27 we saw there for Brendan Spate, as back to the front of the field, and still Allnut hanging on to things at the moment with Ogden back into 2nd position, so his fight back is going very well at this stage of the race. And there you can see the number 4 popping up a place on the inside as well. Joe Forsdyke trying to get back into contention here.
Yeah, he's dropped right the way down the field. James Ogden is in with a great chance of winning this championship as he comes up the inside of Allnut for the lead.
Very nicely done indeed. Good timing, and Tom Owen and Scott Jeffs are not far away in 3rd and 4th position, so these 4 are breaking clear. 5th place for Simon Verco in the 7, and well, Joe Forsdyke still in the bottom end of the field, but there's still plenty of time for him to get back into contention for at least the top 6, possibly even more here at Little Rissington. It can get very, very tight very quickly.
James Ogden trying to make his own bit of history this weekend, Jake. He's already won this season the British Open title, the O-Plate. We saw him win the TKM Festival Elite Final last weekend. If he takes Super 1 this year, it will be the triple crown of karting. And we were trying to work out, with the TKM boss, Alan Turney, whether or not anybody's done that before. I think the only person that may have done it, possibly James Beam back in the day, but I haven't spoken to James about it, and I'm not convinced he actually did that all in one season.
Well, Allnut's rhythm has clearly been thrown here. He's dropped back into 4th position as a result of all this battling. It looks like both Jeffs and Tom Owen have got through. Owen is into 2nd position now, we think. Yes, indeed. The 3rd is Jeffs, 4th is Allnut, so still very much in with a shout, but obviously losing the lead has broken his rhythm a little bit, but sitting in 4th position when the battle is looking likely to intensify again, that's not the worst place in the world to be for Matthew Allnut. He's still got a good chance of grabbing a podium. It's not necessarily about where you sit for the entirety of the race. It's what you do in the last 2 or 3 laps of the race that can decide where you finish up.
Yeah, he has to understand that, all right, he's sitting in 4th place at the moment, but he's had the pace all day, and there's no reason why he can't convert 4th into 1st very easily. He's certainly got the pace this weekend, and it's great to see him performing at this level, right at the sharp end. This is the best we've ever seen.
He's going for Jeffs on the inside of the dogleg. I think we just saw him make his move on the inside into 3rd place. Very nicely done. See, this is a guy, and he's already signalling to Jeffs, come on, let's catch the leaders, let's catch the leaders. He's not letting the fact that he's dropped back in the field get him better of him.
There's Owen for the lead, Owen up the inside of James Ogden. Now, Tom Owen isn't in contention for the championship, I don't think. And he will just be looking for race wins, so he'll know that Ogden cannot afford to throw one down the inside, and that should be the thinking of all the other drivers. They know that James Ogden is looking for solid points here. He's not necessarily looking for a win. The others want wins, so they'll throw it up his inside, knowing that he can't do the same to them because he's just racing for points, frankly.
So the other drivers already have a bit of a psychological advantage over James Ogden because they know that Ogden is going to be playing the percentages, whereas, well, there's nothing to lose for them because they want a good showing on a circuit like Little Rissington. So as you say, Alan, there could be a few choice moves from some of his opponents, and James Ogden, well, he's going to have to sit down and calculate, well, is it worth it at this moment in time?
I mean, Tom Owen's still in with a chance of the championship, but, you know, he knows he's got to beat Ogden minimum. He can't allow Ogden to win this race. And
well, Ogden is going for it on the inside. That was a brave move.
And here comes Allnut round the outside.
James Ogden hits the front, but that was a brave manoeuvre to go for it. So that is a racing driver on 5 cylinders. Absolutely brilliant. Going for it,
down
full
the
belt.
inside again. Allnut grabs that place back. So great racing by Matthew again. This is the best we've seen of him in his racing career in karting.
Well, third place, yeah.
Love to see him win this. I really would like to see him win this.
Well, that's dropped Jeffs back into 4th position and almost into the clutches of Simon Verco in the 7, who has not really been able to play much of a feature in this one. But he and Paul Monks are slowly edging towards the top 4.
Look where Forsdyke is. He's hardly made any impression at all. He's miles down the field.
That is a big shock, to be fair. I don't know whether there was damage to the kart when there was that little collision or not, but Forsdyke, yeah, you really would have expected him to be knocking on the door of 4th or 5th position by now.
The 3 leaders down to the dogleg.
On the inside, Allnutt's going for 2nd place. There's not a lot of room, but he made it stick on the tightest corner in British motor racing.
Great move by Matthew. He's in the 2nd now. Going to get his head down. He's thinking of victory here. He's not thinking of coming 2nd, 3rd, or pick up a trophy, get on the podium. That would be his best result, but he's not thinking of that. He's thinking of a win.
No, I think that's really surprised Owen. I'm not entirely sure he expected Allnutt to go for it on the tightest corner on the circuit. I think he thought, well, maybe I've got this one. Very nicely done. And Allnutt's played the Joker card there, and he's made it work very well indeed. Now we look at the top 6. The battle for 4th position here. Jeffs has fallen into the clutches of Verco and Monks, and these 3 are looking like they're going to have just as good a battle for the lead. It looks to me as though Allnutt's going to make that move on Ogden in the O plate. He's done him.
Got him in the dogleg. Again, a great move by Matthew Allnutt back into the lead. So the poleman who won the earlier pre-final looking to take this final down. They all know it's televised, and I've always said, Jake, that is Ogden up the inside, so he pops it back into the lead. I've always said that it's always nice to be on TV as Verco runs wide, but it's nicer to have the win recorded so you can look back on it ad infinitum, forever.
Well, now that has shaken up the field a little bit. We've got the top 6 pretty much in a line now, because Verco and Monks are a little further back, but they're dragging 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th there with them, and they've suddenly started jostling for position because they've realised down in 7th, 8th and 9th, these trio behind, actually, these guys are tightening up. We might be in for a shot on the podium here if we keep this going on into the last couple of laps. It's all kicking off behind this group, and now we're really starting to see some great action. There is the move.
Is that Jeff through to 3rd? He is.
Well, it's Allnutt through to the lead. At the elbow, very nicely done. He makes the move on the left-hander and says, right, it's defending time.
It's the Allnutt from Farringdon, who's the man in the box seat at the moment. But look at this, Paul Monks and Verco right in it. How many's there? 3, 6 at the front. It's going to be 10 or 11 before long. Classic TKM racing. And there's contact!
Oh,
contact!
no!
That's Tom Owen and Scott Jeffs!
Oh dear, oh dear.
Oh! And I think Jeffs has come off worse. Owen's still going, but his race, that
Owen's
is Tom
at the back
Owen.
of the
He's still
field.
going.
He's got
That's
a problem.
Jeffs who stopped. Here's the replay. Here's the replay. This is Owen up the inside. Jeff's just wheel-to-wheel contact.
Just tangle wheels. It's one of those racing incidents. There's nothing you can really do about it. Once you're side by side, all it takes is a little connection between the 2 rear wheels, and that's it. Allnutt back on the inside of Ogden. Oh, there's contact between those 2!
Oh, and that's cost Matthew. Look at this. We've got, what a battle now.
It's about a dozen or so nearly
2
now.
to go.
2 to go here, and Ogden is in the lead, but he has got a raging pack of dogs chasing him down. The man in 2nd place now is Paul Monks. We would never have thought that 5 laps ago, but Monks is right in there. Verco's in 3rd position. This is exactly what I was saying. You can never, ever, ever give up in this sport.
Yeah, Paul Monks is a racer as well. He's not going to sit there for 2nd. He's going for the win if he gets a chance.
And look who's in 3rd place. Joe Forsdyke. He has got himself back in the fight.
Incredible. And here's Forsdyke down the inside for 2nd. He's got it. Where on earth has he come from?
That is just fantastic. That shows you world-class racing drivers never say die. There's a lesson for Lewis Hamilton. You never ever quit in motor racing. You keep it going to the bitter end because you never ever know. And 3rd place, it's now Monks and Verco scrapping for 3rd position, with Ogden desperately trying to keep Joe Forsdyke back. This is going to be one heck of a last lap.
Yeah, Owen's got the fastest lap, 42.72. Good luck getting an interview with Lewis Hamilton next time, Jake.
Absolutely. That'll be a tricky one, won't it? So Ogden, Forsdyke, look at Ogden power power sliding. That was more Colin McRae than Jenson Button. Absolutely brilliant as he breaks for the dogleg. Side by side, Forsdyke is trying every trick in the book to get through. Looks to me as though there's a squabble for the lower end of the top 6 as well. Anybody's going to get that 5th, 6th position. Round the outside. Forsdyke and Ogden. It looks like Forsdyke could get him round the outside. It's going to be wheel to wheel. There's contact. Oh! 3 wide across the line. I genuinely don't know who got that. Well, it looks like it's Ogden. Ogden's got it. Oh, that's Tom Owen.
He's contacting Matthew Allnut.
Oh, no.
Oh, disaster.
A bit of confusion about who came first, second and third. Sort of tell us what your story was.
Yeah, it was a very close race. Unfortunately, I was hit off on the opening lap, so I was right at the back of the field and just kept my head down, managed to close the front pack up. And they started to battle towards the end, and a couple of karts went off, and I found myself in third on the last lap. Nearly managed to take the win, but it was very close over the line.
Talk us through the race and just tell us how hard it was for you today.
It was very tough. I mean, we'd not been really quick all weekend, so it was tough for that. We put it on P3 for the first finals, and ended up 6. We started 6, dropped back a bit at the start, managed to slowly come through. Then Joe and James had a bit of a coming together in the last corner. I thought I might have this, but yeah, we managed to get second over the line, so I'm happy with that.
What are your thoughts now on the championship? Do you think you're going to wrap it up very quickly?
Well, I saw the playful going into PF, so it's just a matter of trying to collect as many points as possible in the last round of the championship.
A real shame for Matthew Allnut at the end of the race as well, but James Ogden now tops the table again. Joe Forsdyke, Tom Owen, Paul Monks, Simon Verco and Kyle Sproat, who end up giving us an absolutely brilliant race. Bold claim, but I'm going to make it race of the season from the TKM Extremes. Brilliant stuff still to come from Little Rissington. It's KZ1 up next. Should be a great race at this circuit.